Hello friends, real quick video. I'm going to show you how to make Irish soda bread. So, we got 4 cups of flour. We're going to put in the rest of the dry ingredients, which are sugar, 1/4 cup, check. Baking powder, 1 tablespoon. Baking soda, 1 teaspoon. Check. Salt, 1½ teaspoons. Check. Alright, we'll mix that all up really nice and good. Goody good. Alright. I got this all ready this morning before I went to work. After I got out of the shower. So now it'll just take a few minutes to put it all together. Alright. That's good enough right there. Now, the recipe calls for cutting in the butter. I really don't know how important that is. You could probably just melt it in, because this doesn't have to be flaky or anything like that. I got a couple of pieces of caraway on my butter, but I'm not going to worry about that. Alright, so butter, we have it all nice and cubed up. We got 6 tablespoons. The recipe also calls for cutting the butter in with one of these jammies right here. I'm going to dip my hand right in and just squeeze the butter into the flour. Alright. It's faster for my money and it works better. So we're just going to stick our hand in here, a nice clean hand, and we're going to rub it into the flour. This is going to take a minute, not too long. You can see in the background, meanwhile, I'm ready to make my corned beef and cabbage tomorrow. What a freaking ripoff. I'm seeing online people are paying $4 a pound or less at their local grocery store for a nice corned beef brisket. I paid $11.99 a pound here in Manhattan. Oh well, what are you going to do? Because I'm too lazy to jump in the car on the weekend and go to Queens. Or I could even just go to LES, to the Spanish neighborhood, to the key food, and get it a little cheaper there too. Alright, anyway, I'm talking too much. Let's just get this all nice and rubbed in. Nice and get rubbed in. Get all the flour incorporated with the butter. Nice, this is looking nice. Yeah, it's supposed to look like coarse sand, whatever that means. I never figured that one out myself. Alright, anyway. We got some big pieces of butter, some little ones. For pie dough, you want to see these big pieces of butter. I really don't know how important it is for this bread. But we'll follow the recipe today because I want it to come out perfect for you guys. Oh, those are some big pieces. Alright, I'm rushing now. But anyway, I think that's good enough. Alright, so now we got that in. Now we're going to put our buttermilk in. 1.5 cups of whole milk buttermilk. I want to get a spatula so I can get all the buttermilk out of this cup. We're going to pour it into the middle. We only got a couple of ingredients left. I don't think I forgot anything. Flour, check. Sugar, check. Baking powder, check. Salt, baking soda, butter, currants, caraway seeds, and buttermilk. Check. Along with those caraway seeds, it called for 2 teaspoons. I put a teaspoon of caraway seed and a teaspoon of anise seeds because I like that licorice flavor. Alright, that's good enough. We don't have to go crazy. This dough's gonna be a wet dough anyway. Alright, so that's done. So now we're going to start incorporating. Should I use my dough whisk? Yeah, we'll use the dough whisk. Alright. We're just going to get all this flour nice and wet. And then we're going to knead it a few times right in the bowl. And maybe in my 2 hands too. Alright, this is nice. See, get all this flour wet first of all. That's the first step. To get all the flour wet. Baron's harassing the cat, or the cat's harassing Baron. And she's going to get bit in the face. or Baron's going to get scratched in the face. I don't know which one, but I'm too busy to go rescue one of them. So they're going to have to fend for themselves. Alright, so now this is getting into a nice, usually it's a little wetter than this, maybe not. Anyway, now we're starting to get a little shaggy dough action here. See how nice? See how nice? Could you see that? A little shaggy dough. Now we're going to get this to the point where it'll form into a ball. Yeah, that's a pretty wet dough. Not for nothing. That's still pretty wet. Your hands are going to get really full of this stuff, but that's okay. I'll show you why. Alright, we're going to try and get as much of this off as we can. I got this little plate of flour here, so I have a little flour to clean stuff off. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to get all of this good stuff off of here, because I like to get every bit, because that's just my method. That's good enough for today, because you guys are watching. Alright, now, I'm going to get a little flour on my hands. Not too much. A little bit. Alright, now we're going to start kneading this. May need a little more flour. Nice. Nice. Alright. This is good. This is working. Alright. I'm going to need some more flour on my hands. Alright, so we're going to put a little more flour. We got to get it to get together without being this sticky. It's a little too sticky. Lost a piece right there. So instead of putting it on my hands, we're going to just put it right in here. That's going to work. That's going to work. So you got less than a quarter cup of flour I put in here. Now this is going to turn into a nice dough. Alright, now we're going. You don't want to overwork it, because then your bread will be tough. Alright, this is more cake-like than bread. Some people will tell you, the old Irish grandmothers, they'll tell you that this isn't soda bread, this is cake. Anyway, be that as it may, we like it. Alright, now we're going. Now we're going good. Now we gotta get all that dough on the bottom incorporated. All that flour, I mean. Alright. This is working really nice. Alright. That's good. I don't want to overwork it, so I'm going to put it down here. I'm going to put all of this flour in the middle. Fill the bowl down. Get all of these pieces out. Nice. Very nice. Now, it'll be easier to work in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's good enough, because, yeah, that's good enough. Alright. Now, let's work in cranberries and raisins. The seeds, as we mentioned before. And let's get this all nice and incorporated. Probably should have put this in a minute ago, but that's okay. It's working really good. It's working really good. Just want to make sure all those seeds are nice and spread around. This is good. I'm liking this. So now we're going to move this over in a second so you can see what's going on. All right. I'll try and somewhat tighten up the skin. It's not really that important. I might make that the bottom. Yeah, this is good. I'm going to tighten up the skin a little. I mean, it doesn't have to be like a yeast bread, like my yeast breads, but we're going to tighten it up a little. This is perfect, just how it is right now. It's perfect. All right, I'm going to get this out of my way. I'm going to move this light out of the way. The oven's hot, I'm preheating, so I'm going to be careful with that. Got a couple of raisins we'll get rid of. Now this is going to go on here. See how nice that looks? The next step is, where's my, I'll use the big one. I can't find my small one. The next step is, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. This is so we get a nice blessed bread. Alright, that's it for today's video. The steps that are left, I'm going to egg wash this bad boy, and I'm going to add something I never did before just because I have it from the panettone. Swedish pearl sugar. This stuff is good. It doesn't melt with the heat, and it'll be pretty on top. So that's it. Egg wash, pearl sugar, into the oven, and we're good to go. About 50 minutes in the oven. See ya.